DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
There we are. Goodness, it took forever for that transition to be. Hey, welcome to tonight's show. Thank you for joining us here on DJNTV. I'm John Young, your host tonight. And tonight we're going to be talking with Brandon Havrilla. Brandon has been with me numerous times. And I'm just excited to have you back tonight, Brandon. Thanks for joining me.
Awesome. Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tonight I want to dig into, usually we're talking photo booth stuff, whether it's iPad, what have you. But tonight I want you to kind of share a little bit on some ideas as a younger DJ. You've been developing a lot of different sales skills and knowledge than I have as someone who's a little bit older. So I wanted you to kind of speak to those who are kind of newer to this, younger to this, about some tips for making sales in today's world with the DJ. So
definitely.
So I want to make sure, go ahead. I want to make sure I got to hit one more thing. Boom, there we go. Okay, so kick us off with our top 10 list of tips for making sales.
Yeah, so it was hard to create a list with 10. It was hard to pick probably the best 10, and then also pick 10 that I felt could potentially carry through and be, because in my opinion, there were different sales tactics and things I did when I was really first starting to what I'm doing now. And that comes with, a few different things, just between company size and the prices you're charging and your overhead and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that kind of changes the way you sell certain things.
Sure.
And then, I, like me personally, I've evolved more into the production side of things than per se DJ. So my sales tactics on some of the production, or if I'm renting a piece of furniture or something, is different than I would sell a DJ. So I tried to pick 10 that I think would be key to, anyone, whether you're looking to do a DJ, a photo booth, whatever you're looking to do, but also pick 10 that you might be able to carry through with as your company grows and progresses. And then, these are just things that, may have worked for me when I was starting, and I may have, evolved them and changed them a little bit, or some of them I might still keep the same. So the number one is kind of to sell the benefit and not a comparison. So when you're selling your DJ services or whatever it is, you want to sell. It might seem kind of obvious, but you want to sell what's good about your product, so you don't want to sell that, say you're 13, you're just starting DJing. You don't want to sell that you're young and inexperienced. You want to sell the good parts about it. So if you're 13, just starting a DJ company, starting to do events, you probably want to sell the fact that you might be a little more budget friendly, or you might be, because you don't have overhead, you don't have that other stuff. But you don't need to go into that detail. You might just want to say, like they're bang for their buck, or the value is better, kind of thing.
And I think,
sell
the benefit,
sell the benefit versus something that would obviously make you look bad, and vice versa. Don't sell a comparison either. Don't really compare yourself to other people. Just sell the benefit and sell what's good about you, to kind of make you shine in the client's eyes.
And I think that can't be understated as an important part, because that's sales at any level, is putting it into the phraseology of the benefit to the person making the purchase, not the benefit to me or you, unless we're the buyers, but from what are they going to get out of it? Why should they hire me, and why are they going to be at the end of the day happy with that decision? That's my benefit to them. What can I bring? It's a great start there.
And that's something, like you said, that's something that's key to selling always. And the other part that's, sell the benefit but not the comparison is also important, as, still you don't want to, even as your business evolves, you don't want to always compare yourself to someone else. Even if, whether you do or don't have a better product, you don't want to compare yourself to someone else, or someone else's product or service, for a few reasons. And you don't know the relationship in most cases with those clients. You don't know if they got a quote from somebody else or something like that. So when you start comparing it, it could make you look bad. It could make you look like, a jerk in the industry or whatever you want to call it, for kind of comparing and saying, hey, we're better than this company because XYZ, blah, blah, blah. I think if you really just focus on your benefit and what you bring to the table, that goes a lot further than, comparisons and things of that nature.
And I think that's a mistake as a beginning salesperson we tend to make. And it's probably because of the Burger King, McDonald's world. If you think back to what they've done back in the past, or Wendy's, and they're comparing, oh, here's the Big Mac and here's the Whopper and frame grilled or whatever.
Right.
We go to that. And yet, as you say, and this is somebody who's been doing this for a long time, that's a great tip, that people will get turned off more by comparison selling than benefit selling.
Right. And, like a lot of, our industry is a lot of word of mouth, but at the same time, it's a lot of online communication and stuff. There's not a lot of face-to-face. Like there's no, they're not walking into a McDonald's or a CVS and picking up a product and comparing it to something else. They're just going based off of what you say, pictures you show, video you show, that type of thing. So I think a lot of clients, when they're shopping in this particular area too, they're not really looking for you to compare yourself to someone else, because they're not going to care. They can see it. They could see, if you're comparing yourself to someone else and saying we're better because X, Y, and Z, they can't tell that based on what you're saying or based on your pictures and stuff like that,
Right.
So they're not going to be able to make an informed decision based off that anyway.
And as you're making that comparison, again, going back to a little confession here from my early days of sales, you start making that comparison, and then the next thing you know, you find yourself talking down about others in the industry.
Right.
And I wish I would have known back in the day how damaging that was. And you don't think it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to, make me look great and them look not so great. Yeah, no, that doesn't. It bites you in the butt 9 times out of 10. So
it does.
You actually had 2 great tips to start us off.
Yeah. So that's number one, and that was, I think, one of the ones that like stood out to me. That's just
for sure,
fundamental of selling type thing. The second one I came up with was to listen to your customer. And this goes with 2 things. This goes with actually selling, and then it also goes with how to grow your business, whether that becomes a actual sale or it just falls through as a dead lead. But you want to listen to your customer literally. If you're on the phone with them, if you're going back and forth via email, make sure you listen to what they said and make sure you understand. If you didn't understand their question, ask them to repeat it or rephrase it or whatever it is. Make sure you understand what they're asking so that you can, be educated when you answer them, and you're not just answering a different question or just jumping right to price or just jumping right to comparing yourself to someone else, or something like that. Make sure you, actually listen to them. And to piggyback off of that, whether it's a dead lead that falls through or one that actually books, make sure you are communicating with them, asking questions, what they thought, ask for reviews, that type of thing, and listen to what they have to say. Most clients are going to, tell you, oh, everything was great, blah, 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 or, we weren't happy, or, whatever it was. But usually they're going to just tell you everything was great because they're done. The party's over. They don't want to hurt your feelings, that kind of thing.
Yep. Nobody wants to say anything bad. Yes.
Right. But with, I've had dead leads that have fallen through, and they'll say, they might give you a reason why, they might not. And I found that one of the most helpful things for me was to just reach back out with, hey, no hard feelings, like nothing. You don't want to go back after them like that. You lost them. That's it. You're not going to get the job now, but I did want to contact them again. Just say, no problem. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with you or quote out your job or whatever it is. And, you want to ask questions. Like I would ask them, if you don't mind, we're always looking to grow, improve, that kind of thing. And you can ask them, was it what was it? What was it? A price? Was it a package offer? That kind of thing. And listen to them, because what they have to say, what they come back with, might be something that you weren't thinking of when you first sold them or pitched it. So it's just always good to, listen to your customers, which I think goes to the saying, the customer's always right too,
Yeah.
even though they might not always be right
Yeah.
sometimes. But they're always right. So listen to them, make sure you're understanding what your customers want, what they're expecting, what they're looking for, and that's going to help you be able to sell more.
Yeah, for sure. I think you got two different aspects: listening to them in that sales process, and that active listening and asking questions and follow up and showing that they're important enough to you to be there in the moment with them. I think is huge. Again, you're hitting home runs here tonight. I'm just gonna say you've got some great topics.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely huge, and it goes back to, we're a service business, so customer service is important. They're coming to you for a reason, and they want to, or they will continue to come to you for a reason if that customer service is good. It's not like, I keep going back to, like a CVS, Walgreens, or, whatever, a food store. It's not like they're going in there and they're picking out a product, going to the checkout line, checking out the product, and that's it. They know what they want. They're going in to get it, that kind of thing. It's a very different field. And they want to feel, like you said, they want to feel involved, like their opinion matters. It is their party after all. If you're dealing with a bride and groom, it's their wedding, it's their special day, and they want to make it, they want to feel that you're trying to make their special day special, not that they're just a number in your sales, or whatever it is.
And I think that's, again, another, when we're young and we're not versed in it yet, we make that mistake. It's like, oh yeah, they talk about it. Great. Well, my package is this, and it's this much money, and we'll do whatever. Well, did you listen to what I was saying?
Right.
6 hours, this and this, and yeah.
Definitely.
Good tip. One thing you mentioned in the feedback that, you like to kind of follow up and, thank you for the opportunity for the quote, and, kind of find out why maybe that they did not hire you. I think that's absolutely fabulous. I heard one person, because if you start throwing out, was it this, was it this, was it this, that sometimes if it was a price thing, that they're embarrassed to mention the price thing. You mentioned in there, you kind of said something about packages, or if there was something, or you maybe something you didn't offer. And that's actually a really great point there, because if you hey, thank you for the opportunity. I love your wording, by the way, on that. Thank you for the opportunity to quote you, and then you followed up with there. Is there something that we weren't offering that you wanted for the day? We'd love to learn and grow.
Right.
Now they're going to say, oh, well, maybe it was a price thing, and they say, it was just, unfortunately, you were out of our budget. I can live with that. Or they might say, you know what? I have a friend who had a photo booth, and I wanted a photo booth with purple lights. And now you know that, wow, maybe I need to be marketing the purple light photo booth later. You can make adjustments when you get information like that.
Right. Market it, or, as, not this particular example, but, maybe ask those questions and listen to them. Hey, what kind of lights do you want? Do you want purple light, or, do you have a preference on light color, that kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
But definitely it all, ties together. And like you said, reaching out and asking that, it was weird, because I was just going through it the other day, and I think that's what made me put this on the list. But I was going through some old emails that I'd filtered into a folder, that were kind of leads that fell through. One of them was, Sweet 16, that we were doing everything, DJ, photo booth, and lighting. And at least at that time, this was 2 years ago, I thought I was doing everything, kind of thing. And, I had asked for that feedback, appreciate the opportunity. If we can be of any assistance in the future, we'd love to, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she replied with, yes, you were awesome. It's very great speaking with you, blah, blah, blah. We decided to go with company XYZ. She actually told me flat out, she's like, they came in at the same price, but they were able to package the photo and video with it, and that's fine with me, whether they came in less, more, the same, whatever, the client's happy in the end of the day, that's fine. But now it helps me know, okay, so maybe these clients are looking to get everything at a one-stop shop. Maybe they want photo video. So instead of saying, no, we don't offer that, I can ask, are you looking to bundle everything together? Are you looking to, get photo and video as well? And that kind of helps me point them in the right direction, or change my sales pitch to kind of make it, sweeten the deal for them.
Yeah. Yep. Depending upon what's needed for the situation. Good tip. Good tip. What do we got next?
So number 3 is just a very broad one, but it's social media. And social media is key if you're, trying to sell, trying to start a new business, starting to, grow. And whether, it's a business or even just your personal DJ, if you're DJing clubs or you're DJing whatever, building that brand, whether it's a personal or a company brand, is very important. And I think for the younger generation, even more so. I mean, we're always on our phones, we're always on social media, everything like that. So take advantage of it. I mean, social media is free for the most part. There are, of course, certain pay to play aspects and stuff, but you can get a lot out of social media for free just by having an account. So make use of it. Get on all the platforms, get on Snapchat, get on Instagram, get on all those things, and advertise your services, advertise your stuff. Me personally, on Facebook, I post everything I post on my business page, I share on my personal page. I have a lot of friends on my personal page that don't follow my business.
Yes.
And it's just another way to get that content in front of them. And I have people that don't follow my business and still know about my business and what we do because I share it on, on my personal page as well. And then, I'll also share that content on Instagram and stuff like that. So just, social media, very broad, but it's very important in, the selling process, I believe.
Give me a 1 minute. Which would be the first platform you would focus on and why? In 60 seconds, go.
So I would say it depends on who your target audience is. If you are really going after Sweet 16, stuff like that, Instagram's probably the way to go. That's probably going to be a younger demographic of people. And Sweet 16 girls, for example, are very like eye candy. They see something they like, they want it, kind of thing. Hey mom, I want this for my Sweet 16.
Right.
That kind of thing. So get on Instagram, post, whatever, pictures, videos of you DJing, whatever it is. And that might be the way to go. If you're going more for brides and grooms, they're likely a little older than you. They're probably on Facebook. Facebook's a great, way in that respect. There's also like Pinterest might be a good way to get brides and grooms. It's a little more time consuming if you're looking to actually get local leads out of it. But, again, and then if you're going after like the corporate market, then LinkedIn is your way. So I say it totally depends on what, who your target audience is.
Excellent. Good information. What are we up to? We're up to your fourth one. Actually, this is probably like 7 or 8.
Yeah, yeah, we divided up. But yeah. So 4 was tough for me to write down. It's going to be tough for me to say too. But fake it till you make it. You got to do it. Everyone does it to a certain extent. But you got to be careful with how you do it and what you do. Because it can come around to bite you in the butt, just like a lot of things in business. And sometimes learning the hard way is the best way to learn. But, you do have to fake it till you make it to a certain extent. When I started, I was 16, or I think I was even younger when I first started DJing. But, it's very hard to sell yourself at, that age. Starting a new business with no promotional material, nothing like that, it's very hard to sell yourself. So you do have to fake it to a certain extent. And that was the easiest way that I found to first starting getting business, and make my company look larger and make myself look more established than I actually was at the time. So that was, like key to me is to sell like a larger brand, because people are going to go to, Amazon versus some other random website, or they're going to go to Target instead of some other smaller store, that kind of thing, because people trust a bigger brand, they trust a larger name, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think you got to fake it to a certain extent to make yourself look larger, more credible to those clients. So sell to, sell a larger brand than you actually are, but be careful that you're not selling yourself too much, because you don't want to sell more than what you actually are too, which actually links to another one further down the list.
Sure.
Which we'll get to in a little bit, but
yeah, I think that's there's a couple of different schools of thought with the fake it till you make it. And I think for most of us when we're starting out, if we can put together that social media presence, make it look professional, make it look like it's doing what we want it to do towards our audience, there's no harm in doing some things, especially in this day and age where there's information out there and people that they can ask questions and they can talk to people like yourself and say, hey, how did you make that bar glow, that whole thing? And, you know, those types of questions. You couldn't do that 20 years ago. And now we can see what kind of incredible thing someone like yourself does. And if we can have the time to ask and catch you, there's just so much potential out there. So.
Right. And like you were just saying too, there's a lot of information out there, and you want to fake it till you make it. But just to piggyback off of that, you got to be careful what you do. For example, I know a reoccurring problem in our industry, and I'm sure some other ones too, is stealing photos that aren't yours. And that's one of those things that, like, you got to fake it till you make it somehow, but you know, somehow you got to get those pictures yourself, whether it's doing a gig for free or doing a fundraiser or something to get pictures and stuff like that and promotional material to post. I don't think I've ever posted a photo ever that was not mine. Like I don't do Google Images. I don't do stuff like that. And there are places, there's like Shutterstock and places where you can purchase or get those photos, you know, right. Or you can get from friends that, you know, hey, do you mind if I use this image? I'm trying to grow my brand. You might have a good friend that says, yes, no problem. Sure. But, you know, just pulling photos from people's accounts and stuff because, hey, I could do that. It's you could, but you didn't put the time into marketing and getting that event and that type of stuff. Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Be careful what you're faking.
Yeah. So. Good advice. All right. Number 5.
So number 5 is to undersell and over deliver. So whatever you do end up selling to the client, as a younger DJ, younger entrepreneur, make sure you over deliver and exceed their expectations, because that's what's going to make them talk highly of you, refer you to a friend, and that's going to start that good word of mouth trend, is that, you know, oh my gosh, we hired this, you know, 16-year-old, but you would never believe how professional he is and how great of a DJ he is and this and that. So that's, you know, like another one of those key things, I think. And it goes back to the fake it till you make it. And you want to sell a larger brand, but again, don't sell a Target or don't sell a brand that, you know, has 10 DJs working for them when you're just you, that kind of thing. You know, Make sure you're still within those lines that you don't get yourself caught up in something much larger.
Yep. A good tip. And that kind of just fits in really well following the fake it to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got for 6?
So number 6 is to market yourself before you're fully polished or fully finished or whatever you want to call it. You know, just start marketing yourself, because this business marketing.
Hey, thanks for watching tonight's show. If you'd like to catch the whole show, we put these shows up at DJNTV training.com. This is the area where our DJNTV insiders go with our membership only area. And we have the complete shows there, and the complete shows are on the Facebook page. So a lot of our DJNTV insider members are watching the rest of the show right now on the live stream on the Facebook group. So go out to DJNTVtraining.com and sign up there. And we've got 100 training videos available and hundreds of different articles and videos available for you to learn how to grow your DJ business.